Hey everyone, so it's time to clean the Aerogarden, get it ready for something new. So I'm going to be getting rid of the pepper plant, basically taking this apart, cleaning it, and I guess I'll just show you what I do. I'll show you now. You can see how dirty it is, but all the little pieces in here where the water actually flows out of, not all of them are flowing great. So I'm going to have to see what I need to do to clean those off. I mean, there is water flow from all of them. Just some of them are flowing slower than others. And there's actually roots in some of them. I don't know if you can see that in there. Let's see if you can show you that one there. There's actually roots growing in there. So I got to see how that got there and how I'm going to get that out. So this might be a long video, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we got. Okay, I'm going to actually unplug the pump in the back. So that's not running right now. And let's see what this root system looks like. So that is, take you in there and show you that. That is quite a root system in there. It's actually everywhere. So we're going to get all that out and clean this up. See if I can get it out of the top without breaking anything. So I'm going to get my thick scissors so I can cut that root off. So I can take the top off. Quite a thick root system on that thing. Alright, so we're going to take this off. I actually brought it upstairs so I had it next to the sink. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer here. See what I'm doing. So basically, since the roots are just wrapped around everything, just going to undo them. Oh, that wasn't too bad. It's actually not as dirty in there as I thought it would be. So right here on the little pump is the little filter. So you want to clean that, but you don't want to ruin it. It's quite dirty. Doesn't look like anything got in the pump, so that's good. Just rinsing the filter out in the water because it was actually quite brown. I'll clean that up too in some fresh water. So we're going to take this off. Try not to knock the camera over. And dump all this out. Get rid of this plant. So right now I'm just going to use warm water, rinse all this out, get the bulk of the stuff out. Off the edges. Outside's not too bad. Just right around the edges there's some crusty stuff from the nutrients. I don't know if you can see in here, right where the pump goes. And that white area is actually quite dirty in there. Which makes sense because the filter was pretty dirty. So now I'm going to fill this with warm water. Not too warm, just warm. Put some more in there. I don't know if I'd be able to get it in there with it full because it gets caught on this thing going in. cups of warm water to fill it to the top. This is the top fill line, so that's what we'll do. Full to the fill line. Now I'm going to clean this off. The roots actually grew into there, up underneath these holes. This one actually has a whole bunch of roots in it. So we're going to unclip this. These come apart. There's one tab on each end, and then 2 tabs on the front and 2 tabs on the back. Try not to break it. Basically, just have to push it until it starts to fall through. Looks like I got them all. And I'm just pushing on the little tabs themselves to try to loosen everything up. There we go. Yeah, you can see the roots grew right inside there. Got some good roots going. Okay, I'm actually going to put some warm water in the sink, because those are dirty. They're going to need to soak and be cleaned. Okay, so basically all I have is warm water. I have a little scrubby. Actually it's a Scrub Daddy. I'm going to scrub around in the little nooks and crannies, get all this stuff out. I'm just using warm water for this. I will put bleach in the unit with the water and run that probably for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then I'll rinse the water out, take all of that out and dump it, put fresh clean water in, probably let that run for another 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll probably repeat that process probably 2 or 3 times. Just to make sure after I run the bleach through it that I get all the bleach out. The top does get quite messy. So I'm just going to scrub all this. And the reason I'm just doing this with warm water is because once I run the bleach through there, it actually pumps through these little holes all around in here. So bleach water will actually go through this and sanitize it. I'm just getting the big crud off it. So I do have an old toothbrush. I'm actually going to go in and clean up them ports a little bit because it's hard to get that scrubby in there. Okay, that doesn't look too bad now. I'll put this back together. This clips together pretty easy. Make sure they're all clipped in there. And you can tell because the little clips actually clip over the edge. Alright, that's pretty clean. Still looks kind of dirty actually. Stuff really gets crusted on there. As it dries, you can start seeing it's turning white again from the nutrients that were in the water. Okay, now we'll put this back onto the unit. Okay. So there is still some crusties on the edge. I'm gonna try to get those off. Once everything's wet, you can't really see it until it starts to dry a little bit, then it turns white again. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just want to make sure the inside is nice and... There we go. Had to figure out how to use it. I don't think I've ever turned it on manually. Clean out the base a little bit too. Okay, this little thing, I'm actually just going to make sure it's rinsed off real good, and then I'm going to put it back in and let the bleach water flow through it. It's actually pretty clean now. Oh, before I do that, I want to take my toothbrush on that pump. Just clean up the face of it a little bit because it was brown. Alright, I'm going to slip this back in. Okay, and I have just plain bleach. Any brand will work. It's not it's just regular. And I'll pour in about that much. I'll actually go through and scrub the sides now that I have the bleach in the water on the bottom. There wasn't a ton of bleach, but it's enough to smell the bleach in the water. So I'm basically just trying to hit all the areas, the whole bottom, the sides. I'm going to hit the little tubes that stick up and the top of the pump and around the edges, you know. Just give everything a little good wipe down. There wasn't much buildup inside. Really no algae or anything. There was little buildup on the back wall, but that was about it. Stays pretty clean. Alright, I'd say that's probably good enough. Make sure we don't pinch our pump wire. Put that back together. Make sure my pump plug is dry before I plug it in. Okay. We'll let that run. Probably about 5 minutes or so. Maybe 10 actually. I think I'm going to let it run for 10 minutes. Let it get a good work through. And we'll see what's going to be next. Actually, as you can see, I still have some white residue on the top around many of the holes. So while this is running for the 10 minutes, I'm going to work on just trying to scrub some of that off. Okay, see you when we get back. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so we're back. Right now I'm just going to unplug the pump, take the top off. Run water over this. It does have bleach water running through this. Let's get some of that extra out of there. I'm going to dump this out. Rinse it out with some warm water. That was actually hot water. I'm going to fill it now with warm. And we're going to let it run. I'll probably do this twice. Fill it with warm water. Let it run for about 10 minutes. Dump it. Fill it again with warm water. Let it run for 10 minutes. And then dump it. This is actually the Bounty model. So I don't know if you know how they actually work. Somebody who doesn't have an Aerogarden, this particular model actually shoots water up through here. And what that does is this little thing here goes in that hole. It pushes water up into this cavity and through all of these little spouts. So it actually waters the pod or whatever you have in the hole. Just in case you're curious. When you put it in, you have to line up that hole so that the water will actually go up through here. So now this is clean water, and I will run this about 10 minutes. Dump it, refill it, run it another 10 minutes, and I think we'll probably be pretty good. Oh, and while it was running with the bleach, I actually took my my old toothbrush, dumped it down into the bleach water, and actually just went around these holes just to clean out anything that was around in there. So just want to let you know I did that too. Okay, we'll be back after 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. Again, unplug the pump. I don't think I'll have to rinse the top off this time. I was just trying to make sure I got the stuff off the outside edge, if I had any bleach. So again, take this out, dump it, refill it, and I'll do it one more time for 10 minutes. And you don't have to fill these completely up. You just want to make sure you have enough in there to make the pump run. Plug one more time. Plug it in. Wait another 10 minutes. Then we'll be back. Okay, we're back. It's been another 10 minutes. We're basically done. Take this off. I'm just going to get all the extra water out. Dump it out. Actually, you can see how, there's still some residue left on there, but you're never going to get it all off. Take some paper towels and wipe all this down since I got some water inside the base. I'll wipe the edge of this off, put it back together. And actually, I'll show you what I have gonna be growing in here next. Some of you will find it interesting because what I found, which is how I did the pepper, is when you have your Rockwell cubes. I'm using the 1.5 inch Rockwell cubes. So I have the 1.5 inch Rockwell cubes, and this is actually my cherry tomato. And these cubes, you trim off the edges, just like this, just a little bit. Make sure you don't catch any roots in case there's any roots coming out. And these actually fit right in the Aerogarden. Just like that, nice and snug. And that's how I did the pepper. The one I pulled out was just like that, and you saw how big that stalk was. So it's plenty strong enough to support it. So that's actually how I grow that, so I don't actually have to buy the Aerogarden pods, unless I'm going to buy specific things to grow from Aerogarden. But you don't need anything other than the 1.5 inch rock wool cube fits right in there. Okay, just going to dry it all up, fill it with water, set it, and let it go, and grow my tomato. Okay, hope you liked it. Please click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share it to anybody who you think it might help. Okay, thanks for watching. See ya.